Hello friends, I am Guna Mathivanan, Current Affairs faculty at Offices IS Academy. As you know, I have started a Current Affairs Headless video series. So in that series, today we are going to discuss fifth topic, that is essential commodities. Right? Actually, I am going to explain about the Essential Commodities Act. An ordinance was passed and the Essential Commodities Act 1955 was amended. So we will be discussing about that amendment, what changes has been brought through that amendment, we will see. So before that, essential commodities, okay, Essential Commodities Act. The original act was introduced in the year 1955. So this act, the Essential Commodities Act 1955, it gives you a list of commodities as essential commodities. Let us say it can be vegetables, it can be fruits, right? It can be petroleum products, or it can be anything, oil seeds, okay? It can be drugs, it can be face mask, it can be sanitizers. There is no specific definition for essential commodities as such. If government includes any commodity under this essential commodities list, then that commodity becomes essential commodity. Alright? Whenever central government wants, they can include. Recently, face mask, sanitizer was included. Okay, then it was removed. Central government decides, they can bring in. Okay. So now, why this Essential Commodities Act was introduced in 1955, that we have to understand. Only then we will appreciate the change which has been made recently. Let us take food produce. Let us take food items. Food items is also included in the essential commodities. Using food items, let me explain the concept. So in 1950s, there was large amount of scarcity, food production was less, productivity was less, scarcity was high, famine, drought, etc. So for food grains, we were depending on imports. I hope you all remember PL 480 program, right? That is from America. America through this program, they were selling their food grains not for dollars, we were paying rupee, right? America said, okay, India, not just India, many developing countries, right? America came forward to extend their help. They said that, okay, we know that you are suffering, we are ready to, America was saying, we will give you food grains, you need not pay in dollars, you simply pay in your home currency. That was the program. So the point here is, we were depending for even our basic need, we were depending on other countries. In that situation, already there is drought, famine, production was less, food security, right? I mean, food insecurity was very high. So there was a huge demand for food products. In that time, many traders, in order to make more profit, they started hoarding padukkal. They started hoarding large amount of these food items. For example, onion, you know how much demand is there for onion in India. In many instances, the government itself was toppled because the government failed to address the rise in onion prices. So let us take onion. If private traders, if they are procuring onion, a lot of onion are procured, or let us take potato. Why onion? We will take potato. Okay, a large of potato or even onion is being procured, and if that trader who is procuring, right, and he is going to stock a lot of onion, automatically what will happen? The supply in the market will fall. Supply in the market falls, the onion price increases, and the onion price increases. Now the trader will be releasing the onions in the market, so he will make more profit. So what the traders are trying to do? They are artificially trying to reduce the supply by hoarding the product, so that eventually the market price of the commodity will increase. When it increases, they release the onion in the market, they make profit. This is not just for onion, you take pulses, you take other cereals, right? So in 1950s, already we are facing large amount of food insecurity, and we are depending on other countries for meeting our basic food requirement. In that situation, if people are going to hoard, if they are going to stock more amount of food items, right? Not just food items, you even take drugs, or if you even take other oil products, right? Then people are going to suffer. The common man is going to suffer. So in that situation, keeping these things in mind, in that backdrop, government came with Essential Commodities Act in 1955. So according to this act, the essential commodities, whatever government brings, whatever commodities government includes in this act, those commodities will be called as essential commodities, and government can control, regulate the supply, distribution of these items. If a commodity is included in this list, then that commodity supply, distribution can be regulated. That commodity's stock holding limit, right? The commodity stock holding limit can be regulated. So government can impose some conditions on the stock holding. This is the idea of Essential Commodities Act. So through this, government was trying to ensure that these essential commodities are not hoarded, are not stocked, right? So that the price rise in the market can be addressed. The price rise is not happening in the market because of hoarding. This was the objective of government for introducing Essential Commodities Act in 1955, right? So now what happens? Let us take potato. Now Guna, he wants to start a chips company, a food processing company. He wants to start a chips company, for which Guna wants to buy a large amount of potato. No problem, Guna can buy large amount of potato. But remember, Guna can buy large amount of potato, but can Guna stock large amount of potato? Because as a businessman, I want to ensure that there is adequate supply of raw material, so that without any interruption I am able to make chips. So I want to stock large amount of potato. But however, we have Essential Commodities Act. In this act, this potato has been included in the essential commodities list. So there is a stock holding condition, there is a stock holding limit for storing potatoes. So Guna, he wanted to start this chips factory, right? So for which he wants to buy large amount of potato. He can buy, but he cannot stock. He cannot stock in large quantity because potato has been included in the essential commodities list. So because of this reason, Guna is not starting chips factory. So Guna is not investing in this food processing industry, right? So we are able to see that indirectly this Essential Commodities Act is resulting in fall in investments. That is what government says. Okay, so government highlights this point. Essential Commodities Act indirectly, even economic survey, 2019-20 economic survey, which says Essential Commodities Act has a correlation with the investments. Because of the stock holding limit, many investments, particularly in agri items, particularly in food items, in agri items, investments are falling. The gross capital fixed in GFCF, gross fixed capital formation, is not happening in this agriculture, in food items, because of Essential Commodities Act, because there is a stock holding limit. Anyone who wants to start a business, you need to store large amount of the raw material. When there is no room for that, then investment will not come. That is what government says. And government also says that in 1950s, rice we were importing, wheat we were importing, pulses we were importing, but today the wheat production got increased by 10 times. When compared to 1950 level, today the wheat production got increased by 10 times. Okay, what about rice production? It got increased by 4 times. Okay, what about pulses production? It got increased by 2.5 times. It got increased by 2.5 times. Wheat 10 times, rice 4 times, pulses 2.5 times. From a net importer of rice Today, we are the world's largest exporter of rice. We are the world's largest rice exporter. Right? So, today the scenario is different. In 1950s, scarcity. Today, surplus. 1950s, we were net importer. Today, we are net exporter. Situation has changed. In 1950, ECA, Essential Commodities Act, was relevant, important, but today is it relevant? Now, indirectly, one of the side effect of this act is fall in investment in the agri sector. This is what government says. This is the government's argument, economic survey's argument. Right? So, government, keeping all this in mind, they came with a reform. They wanted to reform this act. They came with an ordinance. They came with a government, they came with an ordinance to amend the Essential Commodities Act. So, what government said? So, government, they took 6 commodities: onion, potato, cereals, pulses, edible oil, oil seeds. So, government said the essential commodities conditions will not be imposed on these 6 items. So, government, they recently came with an amendment to the Essential Commodities Act 1955. This act was amended. So, what changes was introduced? So, government, they were removing these 6 commodities from this essential commodities list. Government said that in normal times, these 6 commodities will not be treated as essential commodities. That means in extraordinary times, this will be treated as essential commodities. That means normal situation, these 6 products will not be treated as essential commodities, but in extraordinary situation like war, okay, disaster, extraordinary price rise, the government says if any horticultural product, okay, like potato, assume if the price is getting increased by 50% when compared to previous year. Today, if the price is getting increased by 50%, then that's a trigger point. If the price is increased by 50%, then automatically this potato will come under Essential Commodities Act. In normal situation, it will not come under Essential Commodities Act. Similarly, some non-perishable items, rice, non-perishable items, if there is going to be a increase in price by 100% when compared to the previous year, when there is a 100% price rise when compared to previous year, then automatically the cereals, those items will be brought under essential commodities list. But in normal situation, these 6 commodities will not be considered as essential commodities. In extraordinary situations, only war, disaster, extraordinary price rise, only in that situation all these commodities will be brought under essential commodities list. And most important point is, even during such extraordinary situation, stock holding limit will not be imposed for people involved in food processing. Let us say Guna's chips factory, I am running chips factory, I need potatoes, right? I need uninterrupted potato supply. So, government says even in extraordinary situation, the stock holding limit will be applied for others, but not for people involved in food processing, not for people involved in value addition. Some people, they use potato, they add some value to it and they sell in the market. Maybe a bigger processing may not be involved, but some value addition is involved. So, for those people, the stock holding limit will not be imposed. Why? To ensure there should be some guarantee for the industry to come and invest in agri sector. To come and invest in agri sector, see, private player, they will be always profit motivated. They need uninterrupted raw material. So if that is getting disturbed, you will not find investment. So government said, even in extraordinary situation, stockholding limit will not be imposed for these players. Right? Now what is the issue? Now farmers, consumers, common man, they fear that when you remove the stockholding limit, as we know, private players, big corporates, they are profit motivated. So what they will do? They will try to hoard large amount of potato, rice, pulses, edible oil, and they try to allow the market to increase the price. See, we know that the price trigger is 50%, 100%. Okay, so the private players might ensure that by hoarding the commodities, they will ensure that the price is increasing, but they will make sure that the price is not crossing that 100%. The price is not crossing the 50%. Till that they will allow. Guna supermarkets. I am buying large amount of onion. Okay, I am hoarding it. I am stocking it. I see that supply is reduced in the market, price increases. Once a price reaches a particular mark, I will supply my onion in the market. I will ensure that the price is not becoming extraordinary. I will ensure that the price is not breaching the limit, because if it breaches the limit, then I will suffer. Onion will become an essential commodity, but I will make sure that the price is not breaching the threshold in such a way that I send the onions in the market and I make profit. So this is the point, this is the concern which is being raised by the common man, people, as well as the farmers. Right? Both the sides, there are valid reasons. The government says, you don't worry, we are there, we will regulate, we will ensure that such malpractices are not happening. Investment is very important, so we need to bring some change in the Essential Commodities Act. Farmers, common man, they are saying that we agree, but however, given the track record, we are not able to see such prudent regulation so far. So we fear that we may, because of this act, we may face a situation where there is extraordinary price rise in the coming days. Right? So this is about the Essential Commodities Act. I have given whatever we have discussed, I have given in the slides. You can go through the slides, you can download the slides presentation I will provide in the description box. So based on this, I have asked a question. So find the correct answer and give the correct answer in the comment section. If you have liked the video, if you like the video, if you like the initiative, just give your feedback in the comment section. So we will see you, I will see you in another video with another interesting topic. All right, thank you.